this morning we have two people that are going to share with us about their trip to Japan. So give a warm dance welcome to Luke and Tawny.
Ohio gozaimasu. Good morning.
That's good morning for those of you who don't speak Japanese. My name is Luke Austin, and I'm a senior here at Davis. I'm majoring in the Intercultural Ministries major.
I'm Tawny. I am a senior as well, and I'm in the TESL program.
This summer, we had the privilege to go to the country of Japan and spend a month and about a half working with a missionary there, Chris and Donna Sadowitz, who are ABWE missionaries there. They're located in the southernmost tip of Japan in Miyakanajo.
They actually were the ones that, if any of you know, a couple years ago, Rhoda Sasaki, he was a student here. That was his church. Those were the missionaries that brought him to Christ. So it's really neat that we got to go serve with them. And we didn't get to see him while we were there because he was in Tokyo, which was 3 hours away, but we got to meet his mom and his brothers. And his mom's not a Christian, but his brothers are, so it was really interesting to meet them.
So for the first couple of weeks that we were there, we were mostly focused on getting the property prepared for the VBS that we were going to be holding. That involved a lot of some of our pictures of power washing the basketball court outside and decorating for VBS. It was minion themed. And then one of the other things that I was doing mostly with Chris was a portion of the wall of their gym got burned because some boys were behind it smoking, and they put their cigarettes down and it caught the weeds on fire, and it actually burned a portion of the wall. So for the first couple of weeks, I was helping Chris do that project, and over there in southern Japan, it's like 90 degrees in the summer and like 100% humidity. So it was really hot, and I don't think I've ever sweat that much in my life. But it was good. And then the third week we were there was VBS. And now VBS over there, the way that Chris and Donna do it, is not like VBS here. It's not a couple hours in the evening. It's all day. It's from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night, pretty much. We had kids there that we were interacting with.
And we call it was more like day camp, and they call it kakigako. That's what day camp is. And we had like 10 to 25 kids per day. Some days we started out with 8 kids, and by the end of the day we had like 22. And so I think we had 40 different kids registered overall, but we only had about 10 to 25 a day. And the weeks before, we actually were able to go around to the schools, and as they're walking to school, we handed out tons of flyers, hundreds and hundreds of flyers. And the missionary sent us to one school, and we were there with him, and he went to one side of the school, and he's like, oh, just be careful of the school. There's a crossing guard that likes to kick people off if they're, there's freedom of religion there, but he's still just like, he's grumpy. He doesn't want us to be there talking about Jesus. So we, of course, were the ones who got yelled at in Japanese like 3 different times and kept getting told to leave, and we kept having to leave, and then we would come back secretly, and then he would see us again. And we walked over, we finally found the missionary, and he's like, oh yeah, I had no problems on my side. He's like, yeah, put us on the side where we're going to get yelled at. But other than that, the kids really, they liked seeing us. It was like exciting to them, and we were wearing our Minion shirts, so they were like, Minions! Like, that's what they love it. And so at VBS, I did crafts. I was in charge of crafts and English lessons, and there were some girls that I was able to like form some relationships with that were like 10, 11, 12 years old, and we kind of did an exchange during the day of like, I'll teach you English, you teach me some Japanese, so that was kind of neat. And then the week after that, we did English camp for 3 days. In the mornings, we did kids for 3 hours, and then in the afternoons, we had teens and adults. And that actually, the missionaries were really surprised because salvations don't happen very often in that area of Japan, but 2 of the kids did actually get saved there. And that was 2 kids that had been at BBS and all week, and then they came to English camp. So it was like the 8th time they heard the gospel. They went for it. So that was really, really encouraging. And then there was a little girl. She's in one of the photos, I think. Her name's Bina, and she came. Yeah, she's like giving him a massage in it. That was like one of the games we played, and she came to all of the activities. She wasn't one of the ones that accepted Christ, but it was really cool to see her because she's like a tomboy type of girl, and she only really liked the guys. But at the beginning of the week, she was like really, really cold, like wasn't really friendly. But by the end of the week, she'd like warmed up to a lot of us, and she like came to every event. She loved coming. And then the missionaries posted photos recently on Facebook, and she's still coming to stuff, so that's really cool. And well, okay, then another thing we did, which I think we have photos of, was English cafe night, and that was with like older ladies. They have a cafe out of their church, like a little area, and so we were able to talk to them in English. They're more advanced, and a lot of them have like traveled the world. They've gone to all these countries, but we were able to share our faith with them a little bit because they asked like what we do, and we were like, we go to Davis College, and we were able to talk a bit with them about why we go to a Bible college and stuff, as much as they could understand. But.
So once VBS and English camp was over, we got to do some fun things. You'll see pictures of us with monkeys. We got to go to it's actually called Monkey Island. It's an island that all there is on the island is monkeys. So that was cool because they were all around you and went around. You couldn't look them in. You weren't supposed to look them in the eye because if you did, they would attack you. So, but we left the island without any problems. We also got to go hike some volcanoes, active volcanoes. That was a really cool experience, and to experience the smell of like sulfur vents. It's like a smell you never forget. And we also got to see crater lakes. They were really like perfectly blue lakes, and it was really beautiful.
And one of the last things that we were able to do in the last couple of days, one of the neighbor ladies, Mrs. Noda, she and her husband aren't Christians, but they are next door neighbors to the missionaries, so they're like always trying to like get a strong relationship with them and always trying to get the gospel in there whenever they can. But she wanted to dress me up in a yukata, which is the summer version of a kimono, and so that was a really cool cultural experience. And it was like another way to get to show her about Christianity a little bit, because we're able to talk a little. But yeah, we had a really good trip, and it definitely showed us things about like our classes. It really helps, instead of just like sitting in our classes and learning all these things about different cultures. It was really cool to go over and actually put it into action and see it playing out. And
it's cool to see that Dr. Malik actually knows what he's talking about.
well, one more thing that was interesting to me, like cross-culturally, is with the gym that burnt down, it was like they didn't do it on purpose, those boys. And it's not, I lost my mic, it's not like totally out of the ordinary for them to be smoking, because like a lot of people smoke over there. They kind of more frown upon it that they were under 18 and were smoking, but it's like the same men that are holding a cigarette will yell at them for smoking. So, but a lot of people in the church, like even the Christian people that are strong Christians, they had a really hard time with the missionary wanting to show those boys grace, and he's trying to show them that like Christ calls us to show grace to people, but in their culture they want to make them pay. Like they really want to make them pay, even though it wasn't their fault, kind of. And so there was a really interesting lesson that was being learned there, that even the Christians there, it's like, because it's ingrained in their culture to not show grace. It's really, really hard for them to show grace. But that was really interesting. Did you have anything else? Okay. Thank you.
I got
All right, well, that's all for chapel this morning. Please remember Luke and Tawny, and remember their example of just going out and putting into practice of what they've learned in the classroom, and pray for the people of Japan, too, today as you go throughout your day. All right, you're dismissed. Thank you very much.